Last week, I challenged you guys to the Remington Graphics Simplicity Challenge, a project that required you to create a render using nothing but the geometry of a sphere. I whipped up the challenge because I thought it would be something small and fun to do, but you guys absolutely blew the doors off of it. Now, I did mention in the last video that there were going to be some prizes, and there are. I am going to save that for the end of the video though. Instead, I want to talk to you guys about the competition as a whole. These renders that you're seeing right now are actually my 30 favorite out of the 168 submissions that I got through Instagram, Twitter, email, and one through Discord. I personally looked through every single entry I got, and it's absolutely crazy seeing what you guys came up with. So many of these things that you guys made, I wouldn't have even considered a possibility. And some of you made things like cubes out of it. Like, how do you come up with that? Like, I'm gonna make a cube out of a sphere. The idea is just so out there, and I would have never thought of it, and it's crazy. And that's not the only example. There are plenty of different things where people created really intricate things using nothing but this sphere. And I'm just absolutely blown away. I do really want to say thank you to everybody who had a part in this, whether you actually submitted something, or you just retweeted it, or you worked on sharing it. Anything that you did to help benefit this project really helped, and helped it become this crazy, awesome thing. I don't know. I'm still kind of lost for words. I did go ahead and upload every single entry that I got to my website, which is remingtongraphics.net. I strongly advise you go there and check it out. It's awesome to see all the different entries and all the different things people came up with. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the juicy part that I'm sure you've all been waiting for, the prizes and the winners. Prizes will be rewarded for the following: having the most likes on Instagram, having the most likes on Twitter, absolutely pushing the limits of simplicity, and I'll also be giving away a prize for my personal favorite. All winners will receive an ebook called Pixel Math by Blender NPR. It's a really awesome book talking about what actually goes on with the blend modes in Blender. So the things like add, subtract, multiply, difference, all those different things. And it really goes in detail showing you each individual algorithm and what it does and what different outcomes can be. And it's really useful. I read through the entire thing while I was actually in math class because I found that more entertaining. But anyway, it's really interesting and I learned a lot from it. And hopefully those of you who win will also be able to learn from it too. I've also got 4 of these little Remington Graphics stickers for you guys. They're really cool and you can stick them wherever you like. I decided to stick mine on my truck just because it looks nice and gives me something to have on my back window instead of just a giant pane of glass. And for those of you who win for having the most likes on a post, you guys are obviously the community favorites. So in addition to the 2 things mentioned before, you guys will get an add-on called Enrich by Blender School, which is a really awesome plugin for visual compositing. It makes it a lot easier and you don't have to deal with the node editor anymore. You can just do it straight from the tool menu when you render your image. So without further ado, let's talk about the winners. The winner of the most likes on Instagram is Gleb Alexandrov. He managed to pull together 455 likes on Instagram as well as 127 on Twitter, which is crazy. Regardless, Gleb created a really detailed and appealing render while still keeping it simple. So kudos to you, Gleb. It might be a really good idea to lay off the coffee though. The winner of the most likes on Twitter is Jim Morin. He made this really awesome animation of this skull using shape keys, which absolutely blew my mind when I first saw it. He ended up racking up 133 likes on Twitter, just barely beating out Gleb, who almost won both categories. But regardless, it's a really awesome work, and I love the caption because it's so relatable. The next category is someone who really pushed the limits, and that goes to Midge Senave. He made this really awesome render of a cube. He actually made 3 others as well, but I really love this one of the cube because while it's a very intricate, very complicated, and just intense model, it still has that simplistic feeling because after all, it is just a cube. So great job to you, Midge. I was watching your stream and it absolutely just blew my mind what you were doing. So keep up that work. If you guys haven't seen his stream, he actually archived it. There will be a card in the upper right corner of the video right now. I'd strongly recommend going and watching it. It's amazing. It really is. And now we're on to the last category, which is my favorite. It was really hard to choose just one out of all of them, but I did end up wiggling it down to this one. So congratulations to Bruffin776. Out of everyone, you made my favorite render, which is incredibly impressive. I just really love how it looks, and I love how on top of the detail and setting, it's still very simple. I'll be contacting all the winners on Monday regarding details about how they can claim their prizes. Again, I want to say thank you to everybody who participated and helped make this actually be a thing. It was so encouraging going on Twitter every morning and seeing more than 90 notifications. That's something that doesn't happen very often, and it's really, really inspiring. For those of you who didn't get a chance to participate in the challenge, I'd still strongly recommend you try it out, try and create something, and still post it on Twitter with the hashtag RGSimplicity. I'll still be going through there, checking things out and liking them, and giving some advice or constructive criticism. So that about sums it up. Thank you again to all of you who participated, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.